What up? Jeff here with all my Bitcoin renegades. And today we have a our weekly close video for the ICP weekly candle. And this week has been a definite test of our, dedication to ICP, which I had a bad day yesterday, but today I'm fine. I really think that days like that I don't do any trading because I get up in my feels and I don't trade on days that I'm feeling that way when I'm all, jumbled up in the market. And I recommend you guys, not doing the same thing. Like if you're feeling some kind of a way, just take a day or two and then you'll calm down, get back to your normal, reasonable mindset. And that's what I really wanted to talk to you guys about tonight before we get started. Not only that, but what I did, the thing that I did to myself. So you guys were telling me, yeah, ICP can go down to 13 and it can go down. And so, yes, that is definitely relevant. The thing that I'm combating all the time is people saying, oh, ICP is going down to $3. It's going down to 2. It's just going down. And so I got in this mindset of combating those people when they say the price is going down, that it got me to not be looking for actual legit price drops, that it can go below that certain level that I called bedrock. And it was for a reason. It held for a very, very long time. And I was correct, for a very long time. And that level broke because of what I call the Bitcoin hammer, and what will one day be a real thing in the market. There will be a little indicator for it on the side and everything that says Bitcoin hammer. It might actually look like a hammer. There's a ruler on there. There's probably going to be a hammer on there too. And you can legit measure that. And but anyways, so just be careful about setting a bedrock level and know that it can go below that. A lot of the times it didn't go a whole lot lower, like it could have like went all the way to 8 down to the 1 point. Let's go look. Hold on. I don't want to say it's the 1.618, I believe it is. Yeah, I believe it's a 1.618. So this is actually the good news part of it. So if we draw from the top to the bottom here, it shows all of the levels that we will need to overcome to get, back bullish. This is in the red zone here because, that's the bottom of it. Where basically this is the lowest point from the top to the bottom in this price move, at least, in this price trend, we should say, because that's a trend all the way down. So if we go to the 0.236, that is going to be the level that got broken that caused us to go all the way down to where we're at now. And even lower. I only count the candle bodies. A lot of people go wick to wick, which is the actual high to the actual low where it touched. But I do candle bodies because that's where it closes. That to me is more significant, and I always do that. So that's just the way that I do my TA style. So then we would have to come up to the level that got broken originally, and this is kind of, well, I would say this is the actual bedrock level right here. See this red? That's bedrock. I didn't think it could go below this. I really didn't. And so it did go below it, and it went down to 11 something. But as you see, it doesn't sustain very much there. And that's what I thought was going to happen. I thought it would just be a wick down if it did go down. And so just never get yourself set on a level because it can be broken. More times than not, that level will hold. But as you see, it only holds probably 7 out of 10 times, and that's the way crypto is. So now if we do it on the opposite way, you could have seen where we could have actually went here. There we go. Okay. Now this is where we are now. See, before we could have just went here, and that would have brought us to about 855. And that was the price target I was looking at, like catastrophic failure price. 855 because that's where the 1618 was. I believe at this bottom or somewhere over here when I did the measurement before. But then now the 16 is down at $6. So I don't believe that we are going down further, but that is just um, I can't substantiate that because of what Bitcoin has been doing. You notice Bitcoin is actually still at 38,000. So it did all this to the altcoin, but went right back up to the normal price that it was at anyway. And that's what I call the Bitcoin hammer. That the only reason the price goes down is to smash down the altcoins. And that's what they're doing over and over and over and over and over. And that's why we're seeing altcoins go down. And I can tell you exactly why. It's the institutional markets. Remember that saying that I said that I heard from Crypto Zombie when I first started? When the institutions miss the boat comes back for them. But when the retail investor misses the boat doesn't come back. This is the boat coming back, the big boat. They want altcoins at the lowest. Why? I mean, it's good for all of us technically because the more they beat down altcoins, the bigger return that they will get the next bull market. And that's why it's actually good to have traditional bear and bull markets, right? The bear market resets and gives people time to accumulate. And then the bull market gives us time to buy in as it's rising, take profits, and really create a good portfolio for ourselves, widely around crypto because a lot of cryptos get like new on the scene and you buy them before they pump. I'm not saying buy the crypto when they pump. I'm just saying when a lot of cryptos, when the market's bullish and everything's pumping, you get new projects that come on that start pumping and you can get into this and that. And there's so much more going on. But when the market's like this, you're leery on every project. You're like, yeah, maybe not. Whereas in a bull market, you would have been like, yeah, I would have been all over that. So that's what we got to think about when it comes to markets like this. It's all about timing the market. And if you time this and you put in a buy order down here, then you're a better man than I, sir. And I tip my cap to you because I wasn't expecting it. My buy orders were down at 14 and we broke 14 like it was a hot knife through butter. That's the Bitcoin hammer. There was no volume. Look at that. I was checking the volume too. I'm like, wait, where's all this volume? You see, we didn't dump here. Wait, what? Look at all that volume here, and we went sideways. Okay, but yeah, it's what the Bitcoin hammer, man. When Bitcoin does that, there's nothing that crypto can do, and especially those that are correlated with Bitcoin. And internet computer is going to be really correlated with Bitcoin after the integration is actually successfully complete. Then they will kind of be running more together than they already are now. So that's not necessarily a bad thing. Just sometimes like this, when the dominance is big, it can suck. So let's look at the fear and greed index now. Remember yesterday it was 22. That's because everything was super far down. Now, when we look at the fear and greed index, it says Bitcoin right here, right? Well, I think some of it actually reads into the entire market. I would love to know if there was like an altcoin fear and greed index. You know what I mean? Like for all crypto and not just Bitcoin, or if this is for all of crypto. I haven't been able to find information on it though. Fear and greed score Bitcoin price. Okay, let's look at that. Yeah, as you see, Bitcoin's still way up here, but altcoins are so far down, it's crazy, right? So this is what I'm talking about: a simultaneous bull and bear market at the same time. Now let's go look at something else that's really cool and that we looked at a little bit last time. And now this is the Binance Futures on ICP, right? So as you see, it looks a lot like this chart. This is ICP USDT perpetual. So we are definitely, these are the moving averages too. And as you see, 14, we are above none of them. Okay, 1402, 1608, 1855. As you see, when this 25 went above the 7 here, we went down ever since then, and that isn't the normal death cross, but that's a type of death cross right here. So basically, right as soon as that hit, we just dumped. Ever since that was our only kind of warning. I mean, I guess there was that bull flag. I guess played out. I mean, it did. Dude, this bull flag played out. Shout out Six Figs because I would have argued tooth and nail with him. It ain't no dang bull flag. We don't have a stupid bull flag right here. Come on, man. Quit tripping. You tripping, fool. We aren't going to break down from this level. There's no way. None. I'll bet the house on it. Well, don't go and bet the house just yet. Let's see here. I mean, it's a descending triangle, if anything. Descending triangle. But it also could have been a bull flag if we take it kind of right here and put this right there. Boom. Yep. Or bear flag, sorry. Not bull flag, bear flag. And yeah, I can see how that short squeeze bear flag. And then if we take the pole and we put it right there, it goes all the way down to 888. Isn't that kind of a coincidence that it goes down to 888 when our 1.618 was down to 855? Yeah, so that is where we could have went. Luckily, we caught support like somewhere at 11 and it didn't drop further because even with this, that bear flag says we're going to 888. The 1618 says we're going to 855. So those are what the technical indicators are saying. That's not what I'm saying is going to happen. I really think we caught support. And again, I can be wrong, guys. I'm bullish, and I let you know that right off the bat. So I'm a little extra bullish. So I really think that this project, no matter what the price is, it's going to succeed, whether it be now or later. And that's the truth of it. So we can take these short term hits, and they call them hits for a reason because hits hurt, man. You know, you get punched, it hurts. So I took a hit here, man. That's how I feel. Like I feel like I got punched. So actually, my lips kind of bloody too. I got beat up by ICP, but that's okay, man. Every time you get in a fight, it's like Dragon Ball Z. Every single time you get in a fight, it makes you stronger, and your power level goes up. Right? Same every time a Super Saiyan gets their butt whooped, they get even stronger every single time. So let's ICP is now a registered Super Saiyan, and they have to take a whooping so that they can become stronger. That's just the way it is, man. So go get them Dragon Balls, man. We can wish for a higher price. I don't know what just happened with that. I'm trying to see if we have any kind of inverse head and shoulders, but not really. I mean, I was thinking there was like a head and shoulders right here, but I mean, I guess there was. Yeah. So this would have been a shoulder. This is a shoulder. Did we talk about this? Man, I don't know if we talked about this head and shoulders pattern right here, but yeah, it did break to the downside, and that brought us to bedrock. And then after bedrock, you see. So, all right, now let's go look at lower time frames because that's what I want to do now, and I want to look at some fib retracement levels on some lower time frames as well. So actually, let's get rid of this thing. All right, y'all. And then let's go on the 4. Okay. So this is still fresh, guys. I mean, it's still fresh, like Rudy Tooty fresh and fruity, man. It's an IHOP breakfast for you. It's just still fresh, man. Um, let's see here. That'd be cool if we had, like some sort of ascending triangle deal here happening. Um, that would be kind of chill if we had some sort of like that. That'd be good. Anything else? Well, I mean, I don't even want to get the indicators. Oh man, it's just too sad. But we'll get them out anyway. I don't want to cry right now. Okay, at least the 9. No way, 13, 14, huh? I can't even believe we're above the 9. That's a trip. That's a trip, man. Let's say 50. I got 5 on it. 50, 50. Hundo. All right. Yeah, see, it's sad. I knew it was going to be sad. I almost want to get the 9 out just to feel better. I mean, if we're above the 9, that's something, right? I mean, that means we're starting to turn bullish a little bit. Let's go back to the 1 hour. Yeah. So things are starting to look a little better on the shorter time frames. So when in doubt, zoom out. But when there isn't a lot to zoom out, you just zoom further in, I guess. When in doubt, zoom way out and then zoom way back in. Cool. We are, see, on the 1 hour, the EMA 21, we are above at 1297. 1330 is the 50. And that looks like that's our resistance right now is the EMA 50. So we're touching that fella right there. And then if we break above that, then we touch. Yeah, that's just a kind of a big level of resistance right there, because that's where we broke support, right? And it's difficult to get back up on the level that you broke down, especially with such a violent breakdown like that. So I'm gonna want to see some volume for confirmation for any kind of breakout now. Just being realistic so that we don't get ahead of ourselves. It looks good right now, but there's no volume to back it up, right? Look at all that volume. Look at that volume, right? So, I mean, steady, consistent volume though is good. You just keep it pumping, man. So, and not all of that is going to be red. Most of it is, because that was a sell off. But you see how they pumped it back up. That means people were buying this. So from 1119 all the way up to 1243, that all got bought up. That's why it wicked like that. And what do we always say on these, right? You follow the Japanese candlestick and it'll lead you where you need to go. And as you see, we've went up since then, you know. So it's pretty spot on, especially when they're that big and you can kind of tell it's been a low point. So that's the one positive out of here. That you can see that it did have a wick. That's what I was at least hoping for. That we didn't close way down there. That there is bulls out there that are holding at least what they can. Right? Bitcoin's attacking, but there are bulls as you see right here. That doesn't look all that. I don't know. It just looks weird. But you know what I mean. This you just want to follow the candlesticks, right? So I don't just use that, but that's one of the things that I say. If it has a big wick to the downside, it means going up, right? So that means the bulls have taken back control and they now control that level. But right here, as you see, when we break above this here, the 21, I believe, right? 21? Yeah, 21. When we break above the 21, we that would be a good level to stay above. Now we're testing it right now. If we break down and go low it again, then we are going to touch the bottom here again too at 1287. So we want to stay above this now, and that is a good pumping point. So this time it took a little bit of volume to get us above that EMA 21. And we just kind of stair stepped above it today, which is kind of cool. especially everything that happened. I think a lot of the ICP bulls said, "Hey, we're going to do something about this," and I like to see that. I was worried about where it was going to close, and when I saw what happened and how the bulls fought back, I was pretty impressed with that. So uh, now here you can see it even more in the smaller time frames, just how much volume it was. But look, a lot of purchase volume too. These candles can be tricky because it looks like it's just a bunch of sell-off volume, but that's not the case. I bet a lot of that's buy volume as well, as you can see from the candles, the wick. So people are they're scooping it up. And if it was going down to $8, you think people would be scooping it up like that? No, I think people probably would be selling it off more than scooping it up. So at least I would be. If it kept just dumping and dumping and dumping, like I'd wait until it finally stopped dumping before I would buy, right? So anyway, I want to go into this to show you now. If you hold the internet computer, I was making a video earlier about stable coins, and the three, best stable coins, kind of to hold are USDT, USDC, and UST. And you can earn rewards off of those, and they will all stay at the same price of $1. And so if you put 5,000 in there, it'll be worth $5,000 when you put it in. It'll also be worth $5,000 when you pull it out. But you will have a new amount that you got with your staking. So you put 5,000 in, say you get 200 extra. So now you have 5,200 worth $5,200 because they're each worth $1. They stay the same price. Well, if you stake a cryptocurrency, the crypto price is going to fluctuate, but you will get more crypto over time. And so that's the cool part about internet computers. You can earn a lot of extra ICP. And when they get to low prices like this, you can gain, a lot of it because you can buy more, right? If ICP was $750 a piece, there would be no way that you could buy, 1,000 ICP, unless you're a millionaire, because that's $750,000. So if you look at this 100 ICP, I want to get 1,000 of them, but 100 ICP gives you a total return of 62.1 ICP, which is a return on investment of 62.1% or 10.35% annual yield. So that's 10% a year. Now let's look on how long that is. That is a staking period of 5 years. So I believe what that means that you would do is the dissolve delay is 2 years, but your staking period is 5. Well, what does that mean? Well, basically you will leave your crypto staking, it looks like, for 3 years without dissolving. That means your time will not start dissolving. It will be at whatever time you started with, but you will get an age bonus. It will give you an age bonus for staking without dissolving. Then after 3 years, you hit the dissolve delay button for 2 years, and that is how you get the maximum, and you compound it, I believe, which means you are adding each time, instead of staking, creating a new neuron, you compound it by merging the neuron every single time you get a reward. Then you keep putting it back in there. You get more staking reward over time. That's how you end up with the 62% over time. It isn't just what you put in, you are compounding that as well. By every staking that you earn, you're putting back in the staking instead of pulling it out to your wallet to do whatever. And you can do that as well, but that will drop your return on investment and your total return. So you can actually adjust this, and it will tell you exactly what you will get for all of that here. So 8 years, say if you want to stake it for a total of, let's say 10 years. Okay, because that's what I think. In about 10 years, you can become rich in internet computer. 10 years. you will be rich if you have at least 1,000 ICP. Can I put 1,000 here? I wish I could do that. So, and then put the dissolve delay 4 years. Or actually, let's do 8 years. Let's see what, if I did a staking period of 10 years, which would be 2 years. Let's see if I put 12 years, because that would be 4 years. Age bonus, and 8 years staking. This would be the highest returns you could ever use, which means you would hold it in your wallet without dissolving for 4 years. Then you would stake it dissolving for 8 years. And then you would almost triple your money. Or yeah, so you double, almost triple it. So you put in 100, you'd get almost 200 back. That would take 12 years though. 4 years not dissolving, 8 years dissolving. Now, if you want to be more realistic and you want to do like a 4 year, okay, dissolve delay, and a 4 year, this would be an 8 year total. This would be also a good way to do it. Wait, the staking period year 1, 2, 3, 4 years. Okay, so that's years. 4 years dissolve delay. I'm trying to figure out exactly how that works. So staking without dissolving though. Okay, hold on. Okay, it doesn't say 100% with that. So basically, yeah, if you're staking for 4 years and you dissolve it with the 4 years, right? That's all you'd get. But if you put it for 8 years and you're only dissolving for four, then you get a lot more. See that? How it goes from, well, let's go look, 4 years, that would just be dissolving. You would get 52. But if you let it sit for 4 years first, you would get double that, more than double that, 110. So that all depends. If you want to stake it for 8 years, leaving it for 4 years before you stake it for 4 years will get you a lot, almost double more. So now, if you did it for dissolve delay of 8 years, total staking of 12 years, I think this would be the maximum yield that you could do, because that's 4 years. Yeah, and then you get that much. So that's the very most. Now, if you want to do it for a smaller amount of time, like 2 years, and say maybe you want to test it in like 3 years, so leave a year of just staking without dissolve delay, and then 2 years of dissolve delay. They make that really hard. Just go to the next one. Okay, cool. So, and then there, you gain 35 ICP in 3 years. So that's 35%, or 9% annualized. So this is one of the coolest features I've found. If you want to look at it, it's on the networknervoussystem.com, ICP neuron calculator. So maximize your vote, maximize your ICP. So this is 3 years, 100 ICP. Now let's see if we could put 1,000. Man, that would be cool if we could just put 1,000 right here. Assets locked. You can delete the neuron. No way. Let's see if I can adjust this. 100% of proposal. Locked inside voting neurons, 50%. Average neuron age, 2 years. Dissolve delay, 2 years. Okay. That's not what I want, though. I want to change the amount. Oh, here we go. Right here. Yeah. Okay. So this is going to be the best way. This is why I want 1,000 of them. Dang it. I really wish I had 1,000, because look at this. In 5 years, or no, 3 years. Sorry, not even 5. 3 years. If I had 1,000, it would almost give me 400 ICP, man. Oh my God. And look, if I waited 10 years total, let's do 4 years. Okay. And then 4 years without staking. I would look at that. In 8 years, I would more than double my ICP. And then ICP would probably be worth thousands of dollars at the time. And now I have more than double. That's why I want 1,000 of them. See that? 110% or 12.29% annualized. Now, I would honestly would probably do it for a shorter amount of time. I'm not going to lie to you. I would probably do it for this one. 2 years and a year. This is probably what I'd do. And look, I'd still get 358 for in that's in 3 years. That was the first one we talked about. But yeah, this is the one I would want to do. I would feel comfortable with this one. And if I wanted to keep staking more, I could, turn it up later. But I wonder if I do 4 years and just do 4 years. That's still so that's cool. I don't even have to let it sit. That's the cool part of this. I do not have to let it sit any amount of time. I could just hit the dissolve delay for 4 years and get 524. Remember, in 3 years after I let it sit a year and then hit the dissolve delay for 2 years, I only get 300 and something. So this is one more year and I get over basically 200 more ICP. This is what I would do. I would just stake it, dissolve, delay for 4 years. Um, that way, if it's not at a price I want in 4 years, then I will just increase it till 8 years and then get another 500. Right. So I don't have to do it all at once and make a major commitment to 8 years. You can, but with 1,000, you kind of want to have a little leeway. That's all I'm saying. Now, a lower amount, 100. Now I would keep that for probably 10 years. So what I would do, 10 years, but I would do an 8 year dissolve delay. So I'd let it sit for 2 years and then I would let it dissolve for 8 years for 100 because look how much I would get 160 ICP. That's not dollars, that's ICP. Like, the $13 a piece right now, and you would almost triple your money again. This is how you make money in crypto, whether it goes up or down. You want a fixed amount of a crypto that you believe in. Now, that's one thing Elon Musk said that I am going to reiterate in what I'm talking about. And I made a tweet about it earlier on Twitter that did pretty well, actually, and people received it. And I'm talking about exactly that. I believe in the project. Elon Musk was saying about the stock market, find a project that has products and merchant products and services that you like, and buy a couple of those. And I was like, well, we can apply this to cryptocurrency as well. Find a project that you believe in that has products and services that you find useful and that will really be needed, and just like internet computer bringing DeFi to Bitcoin, integrating with Bitcoin and Ethereum, reshaping Web3, remaking the internet, all of those, goals that internet computer has and are accomplishing are going to definitely bring it to that level. And we can hang on for the ride. We can gather as much of it as we can. And the way to gather the most is through staking it. And you don't even have to go on and vote every day. You can set up followees. I'm going to make another staking video, and I'm going to include this part into it. I'm going to include the followees and a lot of other stuff that I left out of the last one and make it a 3-part series, I guess. And because they did really well, and I want to do videos that you guys, find useful. And I think this would be one of the most useful tools right here. And you guys, I will leave this in the link below. Actually, I can put it in the chat right now, guys, so that you can come over here and check it out yourself. And you can kind of play, you can come play with this and, kind of find out what amount of time works best for you if you decide to do this. I'm not telling you to go buy ICP and stake it. I'm just saying if this is what you're doing, this is a good way to, legitimately make more of the crypto that you want. So just keep that in mind. All right. So let me do Paste. All right. So that's the networknervoussystem.com, and that is where you can go in and you can play with how many years, how much ICP. If you have 1 or 10 or 100 or 50 or 20, you can figure out exactly how much you will make, exactly how long you have to stake it for to make exactly how much. And that way, beforehand, you can't be like, well, I thought I was going to get this and that, or dang, I got so much, man. This is crazy because it is a lot. I mean, if you're looking at annualized yields of anywhere from 8 to 15%, that's stable coin yield. That's high. I mean, I think the highest goes 20.8% or something like that. It's such crazy. So, dang it, I missed the chat. I get into it sometimes. Like when I get passionate like that, I just really get into it. And um, so yeah, I had to check my attitude yesterday, guys. Sometimes you got to check yourself, man. I went in the mirror. I said, "What?" Kind of did that. It's like, "What?" Check yourself. And sometimes you got to put yourself in check, man. Checkmate. So market is in a fake out again. Dead cat bounce. I don't know what that is, but I've heard of it a couple times. So then after Fed meeting, we're gonna spike just like the last two. Can't stay, but I appreciate the grant. Well, thanks, man. Just forfeit. I love it when you stop by. You always keep my spirits high with your awesome attitude. So appreciate you, man. Have a good night, brother. All right. So how much money do I get from ICP Community? None. What do you mean? The ICP Community doesn't pay me. Um, I I don't know what you're trying to ask me there. I get lots of airdrops from the ICP community. All I have to do is be active on DSCVR district. They were giving away a bunch of district pods, man. I wish I would have been more active, and then I probably would have got one. But that's why you got to try to post or talk there every day. Where else? Man, I got all sorts of airdrops. I see emojis, um, starfish, Definity Gang, Emo Lad. I mean, dude, I could name for days, and that was like thousands of dollars. So I guess ICP Community has kind of gave me a lot of money. Thank you, ICP Community, for your NFTs and the awesome project that I can just hang out and make money. Right? That's the ideal dream job, man, where you can just hang out with cool people, make money just from supporting cool projects, and hanging out. And yeah, and I have most of the NFTs still. Like I made some money, but for the most part, I just want to support the projects. That's why I was just watching Miss Teen Crypto. I had to leave because I had the live stream, but I went over and stopped by and said, "What's up over there?" They're playing. She's playing like a mech game. She's always active on Tom Crown and Wendy. So, and I've seen her on BitBoy and stuff. So, and I think she's around the same age as my daughter too. So, I think that's pretty cool. Like a kid, or I mean, a young adult, young adult. Coming into their own, knowing what's up about crypto and stuff. So that's pretty cool, man. I gotta say that's freaking awesome. And she has way more subscribers than I do. So yeah, she's doing good. Shout out to her. My daughter's gonna do good things too. So young people of the world, man, I can't wait to see what you do with it. For real. Hopefully you did better than we did. For real though. Let's see. What are you guys thinking about internet computer? What do you think about this dump, man? What do you think about like bedrock prices that were, kind of tricking us for a long time? Because I would have bet the house, man, that ICP wasn't going to go like except wick to like maybe 13 something. That was what I thought. The lowest 13. So did it shock you guys? I mean, I know a lot of you were saying, no, I thought ICP was going to $4, but like be realistic. Do you really think it was going to go down? Or, I mean, I can understand why people think it because it's done nothing but like go in a downward trajectory. So we don't really know where the bottom lies. And I don't even think anybody can really tell because we thought it landed at 14, but before that, we thought it landed at 17, right? So it can be pushed to those lower levels, you know. But when the project fully integrates with Bitcoin, my videos start getting millions of views, then Internet Computer is going to just take off because I'm going to tag Definity in all of my posts when I have a million views, and then they're going to have a million views too. I can dream, right? So, but if full disclosure, yes, I am part of the Definity Grant Program, which was a blessing, man. I don't even know how I came across it. When I was just interested in Internet Computer, I bought some of it. I was looking into it. I was already a creator, and I was like, they were talking about some kind of a developer grant. So I was like, oh, I know people who would be interested in that. So I was looking at the developer grant to maybe do a video on it or something, and I found the community award grant, and what it was something different than I ever saw, before. It was to help build the community up, and I was like, okay, yeah, but they'll never pick me, man. Like my channel's just starting, and but I was like, I gave it my best shot. I was like, man, let's just do it. Like filling out a resume, and you go and like, I'm just so blessed that this happened because I've met some awesome people that work for Definity. Like I can put a face to the project. You feel a lot more comfortable with a project when you get to know the the developers, the minds behind it, the people that are making it tick. It kind of gives you a different feel for the project, and I think that's why I'm so gung ho about it. Is because I have met a lot of the people. Well, not a lot. I mean, just a few of the people, and they're just amazing to work with. Just nice, always bouncing ideas off of each other. Like I don't normally work well with strangers like that, but it doesn't even feel like they're strangers. They're just like cool people, man. Like I don't know. It's hard to explain, but they're just hella cool. And I hope Dom is like that too. That's why I'd like either Anna or Don or one of them people to come over on my show one day. Maybe I'll ask, you know, see if that can happen. Who knows? But as for the price right now, yeah, it sucks. But I was in this for the long term anyway, right? So it is what it is, guys. Buckle up. Put a coat on, man. It's going to be maybe a little crypto winter, altcoin winter. Let's look at the price of Bitcoin real quick, just so that we can see, like, if it's at 38, I'm just gonna 38.5. Oh man, come on. So yeah, Bitcoin is right where it was before the dump. Remember over here, 38. Remember that over here too. Yeah, it's just right back where it was. Let's look at Internet Computer. Oh darn! I mean, we are coming back up a little bit. Ooh, 30 minutes starting to turn bearish now a little bit. Okay. Now, yeah, we're nowhere near where we were. Let's go into the day. Probably be a bit easier to see that way. Yeah, see that? We're not where we were. This is where we were. Okay? This is the Bitcoin hammer. Look, when Bitcoin goes down to a level and then goes right back up to it just to smash the altcoin down. I have an actual definition for it and everything. It is using the Bitcoin dominance to smash the altcoins down by pumping and dumping and pumping. It's a real funny thing what it does. Now, if we go to the Bitcoin smaller time frame, you can see exactly what I'm talking about. The pump dump. It's harder to see on the bigger. What did I just do there? Hold up. Whoa, dude! I just broke it. Okay, whatever. Okay, so see here. This is it right here. You know the Bitcoin hammer I'm talking about? I can name it every time, and this is going to be a tool over here. It's going to look kind of like this, and it's going to have like a hammer and a handle. It's going to look just like this, though. This is the Bitcoin hammer right here. It's perfect. This is the perfect Bitcoin hammer right here. Beautiful. A dump before a pump before a dump. Hello, Bitcoin hammer. How are you? Love it. Seriously, I'm gonna make a spot for it. See the ruler? Oh yeah. See the magnifying glass? Oh yeah. We're gonna have a hammer here. Oh yeah. You better believe it. One of these days. I'm not even playing, man. It's a real thing. The Bitcoin hammer. I made it up, but it's real. So let's go look. Where is this? We got to look at the time frame though. 4 hour. Okay. April 25th, 9. Is that an AM or PM? Okay, it doesn't say AM or PM. 9. Okay, well, anyway, April 22nd, 9. Now let's go to the 4 hour on this one. April 22nd, 9. And then we can see exactly the damage it caused. So April 22nd, 9. Okay, well, there's 8. Let's see when the major damage happens. So if we're right here, April 22nd, 8. Or was it talking about 9 in the morning? No. Okay. Oh, so it's 16 and 20. Okay, so they are in, I get it now. So April 22nd, 8 is right here at 16 something. So let's see when this happened. Okay, at 9. So it didn't happen during the pump, obviously. So it must have happened over here on the dump, the 26 at 5. Okay, let's go look at the. See, we didn't pump at all. When this pumped, you can see there is no pump on the 22nd at 9. No pump here. This is when Bitcoin pumped. We pumped that much right there. See that tiny amount with a little bit of volume? That's how much we pumped with Bitcoin when it when it went up this much. See all that? Because it did a dump before a pump before a dump. Okay. Now let's go look at what was what did we say? The 26 at 5. Okay, 26 at 5. 26 at 5. Okay, where's 26 at 5? 26 at 5. 26 at 4. Look at this. So 26 at 5 dumps us the first time. Okay. Then where did this dump come from? The big one. Okay, this came April 30 at 20. April 30 at 20. Look at this one. Boom. Now, this one was a little bit different, but still a Bitcoin hammer. This is a bigger Bitcoin hammer, but they also have a smaller one as well. And this is what it's conductive of. This actually looks like a Bitcoin hammer as well. When you have these crazy pump, dump, pump. Okay, this is what I call the Bitcoin hammer, but not really. I mean, this one can't be, well, maybe if we go to the smaller time frame, we can actually see it. That's probably what we'll do. But this is a Bitcoin hammer on the 4 hour. That's exactly what it looks like. Now, let's look at the 1 hour so that I can actually show you exactly the Bitcoin hammer again. See it right here. Except it didn't dump before the pump, before the dump. But this is the Bitcoin hammer right here and right here. Well, no, this isn't the Bitcoin hammer right here. I think that's just a dump. So there are differences. It's not every single Bitcoin dump is a Bitcoin hammer. And that is going to differentiate it and put it in its own subclass. Because if every dump, oh, he's just saying every dump is a Bitcoin hammer. Well, no, this one's not because it doesn't follow the rule, right? It just dumped and then kind of pumped a little bit. That's just a dump right there. Right? You can't name that as a Bitcoin hammer. Maybe if we look at a smaller time frame, we could see it as one. Yeah, that's a Bitcoin hammer on a smaller time frame, on a smaller scale, but it's the same thing. The same exact. It's a Bitcoin hammer, man. That's exactly what that is. So if you can't see it on a certain time frame, keep going down and you'll see the tiny amount. That's a Bitcoin hammer. This one turns into a Bitcoin hammer when you go on the smaller time frame. There we have it. We have one on the daily. They know how to do it on multiple different levels. So it's pretty crazy, man. But it affects the price of internet computer. Let's look at this one. Let's see. So on the 1 hour, May 1st, 8 o'clock to May 1st at 12 o'clock. May 1st at 1 o'clock. right here. It didn't play out this time. Because if you look from 8 to 12, from 8 to 12, nothing. So it doesn't always play out. That's what we see. And that's just like every other pattern. So the more I look at it, the more I really think it's a thing. I don't know why that one didn't play out. So it was this one that actually did the most damage. So I don't know if it was the actual Bitcoin hammer that did it, that brought the price that low, because that happened here on April 30th. And if you look April 30th, that's when this one happened. So I don't think it was the Bitcoin hammer that brought us all the way down, but definitely a dump in Bitcoin brought us further down. So that's good to know that actually the Bitcoin hammer doesn't always work. They tried it right here and it didn't work on a smaller time frame, at least. So I'm going to stick with that, guys. I know it might not make a lot of sense to a lot of you, but basically every time you see that pattern, and it looks kind of like the beginning of a head and shoulders pattern, head formation, and it does it every single time. And normally it's a small dump before a massive pump before a massive dump. And that last one that we saw, that started the market dump, get the altcoin dump, that one was a legit Bitcoin hammer. So, all right. I think that's about what I have for tonight. Be sure to check out that staking platform if you are interested in staking internet computer, because that is one of the best pieces of information that I think is out there for staking and letting you know exactly what you're going to get before you get into it. Because a lot of the time I've staked before, and then all the things I was promised, like 14, 15%, I never got. So that's why you got to do it the right way, know exactly what you're doing, and use tools that they give us. So, all right, guys, that being said, you know what time it is. Goodbye and good Bitcoin.